Hi all, I am Rejeena K A, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics, MES College, Marampally.
Today, I am going to speak about what is meant by ECG and EEG, discussing about the origin of bioelectric signal. Human body, which is composed of living tissues, is considered as a power station generating multiple electrical signals with two internal sources, muscles and nerves. Activity of living tissue is due to the potential changes in them. Bioelectric potentials are generated at cellular level and the source of this potential is ionic in nature. Surrounding the cells are body fluids which are ionic and provide a conducting medium for electric potential. The principal ions are sodium, potassium and chloride. The cell membrane allows the flow of K plus and Cl minus but blocks the flow of Na plus. This results in the concentration of Na plus more in the outside of the cell membrane than in the inside. Since sodium is a positive ion, in its resting state, a cell has a negative charge in the inner surface of its membrane and positive charge along its outer portion. The distribution of positively charged ions on the outer surface and negatively charged ions inside the cell membrane result in a difference in potential across it, and cell becomes a tiny biological battery. The internal resting potential within a cell is approximately 90 millivolt with respect to the outside of cell. When the cell is excited, the outer side of cell membrane becomes momentarily negative. This process is called depolarization and cell potential changes to plus 20 millivolt. Depolarization takes place in a short time later and cell regains its normal state. Then we will discuss about what is meant by electrocardiogram or ECG. ECG is the electrical activity associated with the functioning of heart. It is a quasi-periodical, rhythmically repeating signal synchronized by the function of heart. The waveform is standardized in terms of amplitude and phase relationship, and any deviation from this would indicate abnormality. This is the block diagram of ECG electrocardiogram. The main uh, block of electrocardiogram are lead selector, preamplifier, power amplifier, bridge output circuit, then auxiliary circuit, chat transport motor, frequency selective feedback network, and pen motor. The potential are picked up by the patient electrodes. Each pair of electrode conveys certain information. So for the appropriate waveform or view, we have to select an appropriate lead pair. The lead pair can be selected by a lead selector switch, which can be switched to different lead pair according to the type of waveform needed. The signal is then given to the preamplifier. The ECG signal is having very weak amplitude levels. So the waveform is to be amplified for proper analysis and plotting purpose. The preamplifier used here will be an operational amplifier or instrumentation amplifier with high gain. They have high CMRR and extremely high input impedance. It is usually a 3 or 4 stage differential amplifier. The amplified output is then given to the power amplifier. The power amplifier is of push-pull differential type. The base of one input resistor is driven by the preamplifier and other by the feedback signal resulting from pen position that is connected via frequency selective network. Output of the power amplifier is fed to the pen motor that deflects the writing arm on the paper. Direct recording is adequate since ECG signals has limited bandwidth. Auxiliary circuit provide 1 millivolt calibration signal and automatic blocking of the amplifier during a change in the position of LED switch. It also includes a speed control circuit for the chart drive motor. Then I discuss about discussing about what is meant by electroencephalograph. EEG. EEG is an instrument used for recording the electrical activity of the brain by placing surface electrode on scalp. EEG is recorded by picking up the voltage difference between an active electrode on the scalp with respect to a reference electrode on the earlobe or any other part of the body. This type of recording is called unipolar recording. When the voltage difference between two scalp electrode is recorded, it is called bipolar recording. They are done with the multi-channel EEGs. This is the figure of the various EEG electrode placed on the brain. Then block diagram of electroencephalograph. The main block of electroencephalograph are electrode montage selector switch, amplifier and filters, analog to digital converter, then EEG representation on computer monitor, chart drive and writer unit, EEG representation on chart. And montage selector. Montages are patterns of connection between the electrodes and the recording channel. The montage selection switch is used for selecting particular channel. Different channels convey different information. Montages are always symmetrical and hence in the 10 to 20 electrode placement system, the electrodes are also placed symmetrically. The EEG signals are transmitted from the electrodes to the montage selector panel. The montage selector of an EEG machine is a large frame which consists of different switches so as to allow the user to select the desired electrode pair. Preamplifier. As the EEG signals are having amplitude levels in microvolt range, it is compulsory that they are to be amplified before further processing. It is to ensure that the information from the EEG electrode is not affected by any external source. We normally use high gain, high CMRR operational amplifier as preamplifier due to its versatile feature. Filters and amplifier. The muzzle artifacts noise are a major problem regarding the EEG waveform. This noise can make the representation dishonest. So we have to filter out this noise content. The function is done by a bank of filters in the EEG machine system which are selected according to the need. Amplifiers are used here also to improve the amplitude levels of EEG waveform. Then writing recorder and paper drive. The writing part of an EEG machine usually consists of an ink type direct writing recorder. The recorder will be a chart paper which is driven by a synchronous motor. For the clear representation of the EEG waveform, an accurate and stable paper drive mechanism is provided by the synchronous motor. Also, there are provisions to control the paper speed. Now, I stop about the discussion of the ECG and EEG. Thank you.